I didn't even realize that this was possible, that I could feel so supported, so validated, like I was worthy. Hello, I'm Hiba. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I am a motivational speaker, an event planner, and an entrepreneur of like a bajillion future companies that I have ideas for. But before all of that, I am just someone who is dealing with a lot of mental health issues. And I know sometimes saying that out loud just seems so bad, and just people are in shock when I share stuff like that. But it's the truth. I do deal with a lot of stuff on a daily basis. But I wanted to share with you guys one thing that kind of was the biggest step that I ever took to bettering my own mental health. So, growing up, I dealt with a lot of bullying and a lot of self-esteem issues. For the most part, it was because what everybody else was saying about me I thought was true. And it wasn't, and I know that now, but in the past I didn't. And it really led me down a very dark path of keeping all of my emotions and feelings inside because I didn't think anybody would understand. I thought I was the only one in the entire world who felt like this. And I didn't want to burden my parents because they were under so much stress and we were new to the country. And I thought, you know what, it's fine. It's fine, but you can take care of it. Not a big deal. It's not that important. And I lived like that for a very long time. And in between then and the moment that I got help, I did have my grandpa for a little while who was helping me through a lot of stuff. And he was the only other person that I had ever talked to about any of this. But after he passed away, I went back to hiding my emotions, hiding my feelings, hiding what I was going through because I didn't want to burden myself or burden anybody with my problems. But now that I look back on it, that was not a very good move on my part. Because I went through all those years without having someone in my corner. And I 100% would have had someone in my corner if I just spoken up about it. And that's what I want to talk about today, is the power of your voice. Each and every single person out there has a voice. Even if someone is unable to talk, they have a voice. And sometimes that voice can come out in, a verbal sense like you and I are talking right now. But other times it can come out in maybe a song or art, even like journaling, sports, anything that really expresses our emotions. I want to get back to the first point that I said, which was a verbal conversation. And that is the biggest thing that I ever did for myself. So a few years ago, I was still keeping all of my feelings and emotions hidden. I didn't want to tell anybody. I did tell one of my best friends a lot, but even that, I was still hiding some things. Now that I look back on it, I hid a lot from my parents because I didn't want to make them sad or make them worried about me. I didn't really tell my sister. I didn't tell anybody because I thought I wasn't important enough. Nobody cares. I'm the only one feeling like this. And I didn't want to feel like that, but it's just how I felt. And it got so bad that all of those feelings, they were kind of like a ball, like a mushed up ball inside my body. That mushed up ball of feelings inside of me that I hadn't actually expressed ever started to bubble up. And it got the best of me. And I ended up getting really, really, really sick. And that's when I realized what I needed to do. So I was stuck in the hospital. I had seen about 7 therapists and psychiatrists and all that fun stuff. And when I say 7, I mean 7. I went through 7. But the last lady that talked to me, she resonated with me. And she told me that I needed to talk about what I was going through with her once a week, every week, for however long I needed. At first, it was the hardest thing to do. Oh my God, talking about your feelings, telling people that this is what I'm going through, being vulnerable is so hard. I still don't understand how I'm able to do it. I mean, I speak about it for a living now. So clearly, it helped. After I started talking to her about what was happening with me, about all my issues. I told her about my entire past, my entire history, everything. And then I realized that little by little, talking about my feelings got so much easier. And it made my life so much easier. Where it came to the point that now I am okay talking to my parents about something. I'm okay talking to my sister or my friends about something when I really need someone to talk to. Regardless of everything that I used to do to take care of myself, it just wasn't working out. I wasn't feeling better. And sometimes that's how it can be. Is that we all, whether we know it or not, subconsciously, have things that we do to take care of ourselves. Whether it's Netflix, or coloring, playing music, making music, dancing, going for walks, working out, playing soccer, swimming, whatever it might be. Maybe it's a nap. Dude, I love naps. I love sleeping. I don't do it often because insomnia is real, but that's one of my favorite things to do, is just literally take a long nap when I just cannot handle the day. But imagine you're doing all of this. You're playing your sports, you're taking your naps, you're watching your shows, and it's not helping. It's not getting better. Maybe it's getting worse. Maybe you don't even like these things anymore. Maybe you don't even enjoy this stuff anymore. You're just doing it out of habit. What happens then? That's the point where you have to find someone that you trust and that you're comfortable with and that you know is going to be in your corner, and talk to them. That's one of the most important things. And whenever I do my speeches, this is where I end off, is I tell everybody that there is so much power in our voices that no matter what we're going through, it is the one thing that we can count on, is finding someone and talking to them. And I work with this really cool guy named Kobe, and he actually has this really cool theory. It's basically saying that, imagine this is a Coke can. Say you shake the Coke can once. What's gonna happen? It might explode, might not explode. Imagine if you kept shaking it over and over and over and over and over again. That can is going to explode. And it's going to make a mess. It is going to be everywhere. It's going to be sticky. That liquid inside, the Coke inside, and the gas, that's like our feelings. If we keep shaking them, keep pushing things down, eventually it could explode. It could be very detrimental. It could come to the point where maybe it's not reversible. And we don't want to get there. We don't like that. We want to be able to solve the problem before it becomes a problem, right? And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, is that it is so important to express ourselves, express how we're feeling, and maybe you just start with journaling every day. Or maybe you start by singing your favorite songs, whatever mood you're feeling, whatever matches. Or maybe you start going to the gym or do yoga, however it might be. But as soon as you realize that none of this is helping, no matter what you do, and maybe your favorite things aren't your favorite things anymore, please find someone and talk to them. It is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. It is one of the best things that I ever did for myself. It got me to the point where I can go in front of like 200, 300, 400, 500 people and tell them my story and share my story without feeling like it's weird or it's taboo or it's not important. I know what I went through is very valid. And I wouldn't have felt that way if I hadn't actually started sharing it, if I hadn't actually talked to my friends or my family. And after I did that, after I started talking, I realized there's this big support system around me that I never even took advantage of. My mom, my dad, my sister, my best friend, my other best friend, my other best friend. My coworkers. I work with some incredible people. And if I messaged them at any point and was like, hey, I need to talk to you, they'd be right there. Same with my friends. Same with my parents. If my parents have supported me through anything and everything. And I didn't even realize that this was possible. That I could feel so supported, so validated, like I was worthy. And it all came from me speaking up. And speaking up about our emotions is also a way to end the stigma that comes with mental health issues, or mental health in general, the stigma around it. And the more people that start speaking up, the more normalized it gets to talk about it, and the more people receive help. And that's all we ever want, is for people to receive the help that they deserve. So I know that this has been a little bit of a ranty video or whatever, but I really hope that you took something away from it, and I hope that there is hope out there. There's lots of help, there's lots of resources. I promise you that there's so much out there that can help you get through whatever you're going through. You just gotta speak up about it. Figure out what you need. Figure out how you can help yourself. And if all of that isn't working, then maybe the way you can help yourself is to start talking about it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video. I do want to do a lot more of these real talks. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. And if you liked it, give it a big old thumbs up. Share with your friends. Maybe someone out there needs to hear this, that there is hope. But yeah, thanks guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.